What's up everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaries. And this week these few weeks has been a very interesting few weeks, because we have been seeing news of things that we don't usually see in Singapore happening, ranging from a bank robbery that we haven't heard of since for how many years, and three cases of murders in the span of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm going to talk about a news that is more relevant to us riders, and which you all know that is my pet peeve. It's concerning the rider that got into an accident because of a heavy truck driver, a heavy vehicle driver. So if you haven't seen this video, I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, as you can see, the rider was in a very unexpected situation where the car just stopped in the middle of the road after getting hit by a tipper truck. So the whole cause of this accident is because of the tipper truck, who couldn't stay in his fucking lane and hit onto the car on the right. Maybe he was sleeping, maybe he was getting a blowjob or whatever fuck he was doing. He wasn't paying attention. So he thought that, oh, it's gonna be a fucking small minor scratch on the car, or or maybe he didn't even know that he hit a car. Okay, so the car decided that, oh, I got hit by a truck, maybe I'll just stop here. Yeah, that's what he did. So maybe he, with the benefit of a doubt, his tire got busted and he was not able to move, or he stalled, whatever, man. So he stopped right there in the middle of the road, and then came along this rider who couldn't brake in time, because who expects a car to just stop in the middle of the road? Well, he was able to brake, but he couldn't brake in time because of the braking distance, and his front brake was applied too strong, and he did a stoppie. So while doing a stoppie, because he reached the balance point, and because he had a pillion, so the balance point is being the momentum of the weight at the back is higher, and probably due to being inexperienced in such situation, he didn't think that he was braking too hard at the front, and then he did a front flip. So the car landed on his back after the bike flip, and I could see that he was quite seriously injured, because he couldn't get up right after he fell, but his girlfriend or female pillion rider just got up. So the whole point I'm trying to get to is that, LTA really has to, or TP rather, has to do something more. I'm not saying they're not doing anything, but they could do something more to solve this issue of heavy vehicle drivers being irresponsible of such You know, driving a heavy vehicle is a huge responsibility because you have more blind spots, you are harder to stop, and you have to resist the temptation to speed, and you have to concentrate because your fuck up will be magnified like maybe 10 times because of your size of the vehicle. So and mostly this kind of drivers are the license are given to foreign workers, or there are some Singaporeans as well. And if you didn't know, the way they are paid to ferry the sand and stones, all that, is by per trip. So to earn more money, they have to rush to where they are going, and also to skip a few hours of sleep and not enough rest, so they are not able to concentrate on the roads. And that could be the root cause of the problem. That they are not having enough sleep, and you know, there's a factor of time rush that causes them to speed and not give any consideration of other road users. So I do really hope that someone does something about this, because it is causing a lot of potential dangers to other road users, especially motorcyclists. Although it was lane splitting, which I do not find there's anything wrong with that, and he could have avoided the whole accident if the car didn't get pushed more to the right. So you see, it could have been worse, you know, if he was right behind the car. Or maybe you guys have your own views, so this is my point of view. And you see, this bus is like hogging the road again. There's so many examples of heavy vehicle drivers blocking the way, road hogging. You see, this guy is from Malaysia. They obviously do not know or do not give a fuck what the rules are in Singapore. And another thing I want to mention about is that, you know, we riders have to come together and not start fighting each other or scolding each other, or you know, be laughing at each other on the internet. Because when I look through the comments, you know, every time I watch a road traffic accident video, I will read through the comments to see what people has to say. And I realized that Singaporeans, or rather everybody, tend to say more poisonous things on the internet when they see something that they don't agree with. And they always say something that you wouldn't usually say right to their face. Like, for example, some retard or some fucker will just laugh at a rider or say that this guy is inexperienced, he serve you right for lane splitting or whatever fuck. And perhaps he's not a rider, but you know, there's an example of poisonous things to say on the internet. Like, that guy has already got into an accident and is, you know, going through enough shit, and then you're at the back just talking more shit about him. And then there are other examples, such as comments that are trying to give suggestions or you know, talk about the whole thing, you know, with what they know. But sometimes their suggestions are not really correct, and then other commenters will just jump into his comment and say that, oh, you don't know shit, you have what, 30 plus years of riding experience, you ride bicycle. I find that, yeah, it's true that he didn't say the right thing probably, but you don't have to shoot down a fellow rider like that. You know, we riders are already going through a lot of shit from other car drivers. We don't need more fighting within our own you know, our kind. Okay, this bus is really... You see, although the car in front is going at the same speed as him, but he was blocking the view, as you all can see. And if this car got into an accident, I wouldn't know anything about it. And the bus would jam brake or hit into the car, and then I would hit into the bus, and then the car behind or the lorry behind me will just smash me. Really, it's very disappointing to see all this shit happening every day. So guys, can we all just come together and stop bashing each other for our ignorance on certain stuff? It's more beneficial to educate people rather than like talking shit about them. You know, it's not very fun getting bashed on the internet. So things that we can take away from this video is what we can learn is that when you brake, don't just use the front brake. Try to apply more pressure at your rear brakes when you get into a situation that you have to jam your brakes. Because for myself, I was using only the front brakes when I got my accident. My front brakes locked and immediately skidded. And for this guy, his brakes were too strong at the front and caused him to do a stoppie and a front flip as well. So why should we apply more pressure at the rear brakes? Because if your rear brakes do lock up, the consequences are not as serious as locking your front brakes. Because when you lock your front brakes, there's totally no chance of recovering from the skid at all, because it's going to be like immediately just fall. That's what I experienced, okay? So, oh my god, please don't change lanes like that. So if you lock up your rear brakes, what's gonna just happen is that your fishtail, and if you're not skidding too excessively, you can still save yourself from falling. Because you know, if you have a bike and you can go and try, just jam your rear brakes for a split second. You will realize that you still can recover from a skid at your rear brakes, because the front wheel is the wheel that guides where the bike is going, and the rear wheel is just the driving force, the driving wheel. So if the wheel that gives you direction is not giving you the right directions anymore, it's definitely gonna cause problems. So you would lose control of your bike if you have no control over the directions, but you would not lose control of the bike if you lost the driving force. So lesson learned, guys. Jam your rear brakes and not the front brakes, although the front brakes seems to give more braking power. Yeah, so I do hope that you enjoy this video, or you know, give me more comments, or what do you think about what the government should do to all these reckless heavy vehicle drivers. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching and stay safe on the roads.